Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. What about your presentation? Is it working? It's up there? Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Just you can add it to the stage and we can start. Yes, you can just you can click on add to stage. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Let me know that, yes, just let me know that everything works. Can you change the slides? Test it.
I think yes.
I don't
Yeah.
see any movement in the terms of slides wise.
By the way, I have one.
Yes, good. I'm leaving.
Okay, great. So, hi everybody. Hi everyone. Today I would like to speak more about practice, more about real life experience, more than theoretical ones. So that's because I have a background in practical part of habits and education, especially online educational approaches. And what I have to say, according to neuroscience and brain science that we are talking about during this symposium, that we have to deal with our animal brain. When we're talking about big corporations or remote teams or kind of that, we becomes more separate from each other. So we have a lot of technologies, we have a lot of connection technologies like chats, like emails, like different kind of presentations that we have together. But physically, we becomes far every decade. So, and we becomes more alone when we are in working process. So, but we are social animals and we need to support each other. We need to feel that we are needed, that we are important, that we can do something valuable, and so on. So the big companies today are struggling with several different problems with its employees, such as burnout, stress, and poor team cohesion. I'm focusing on these main strugglings of remote teams that any well-being app or well-being solution like platform or something trying to resolve. Well, they're trying, but numbers show us that the problem is growing. If we're talking about the most popular well-being topics, we can talk about stress, mastery, motion control, like time management, boosting creativity, dopamine balance, and so on. So there is no any secrets here. I'm not talking about these topics deeply today. I'm more into people behavior and employee behavior. So how can we change the behavior? Why we have to change it this way? This is not my expertise. So it's more about like people like Andrew Huberman and other guys. So we work mostly with basic behavior like sleep well, like nutrition with fiber-rich and pro and prebiotics products and so on. So very basic stuff that will be helpful for most people. But how we can have these habits, how can we adopt these habits together? Sure, all these topics are connected with productivity, with how people feel together when they're working, they're building together, when they collaborate, and so on. So it's really important for business for making business, for making effective teams who will go somewhere with any goals together and have to be connected. And what means being connected? It means being connected not only with working stuff, but more about emotionally connected, being involved to lifestyle of each other. But how it's possible when the team all over the world and work remotely? This challenge for the future of business could be resolved if we agree that we understand some, well, secrets, but not secrets. It's more about science. So the first that I would like to mention is people learn best from people, not from tech or AI or something like this. So today, when AI becomes more popular as an assistant, as a tool that we can use to boost our productivity, we also can understand that AI is not a teacher. So the best teacher for us is a society. When we are becomes a part of any team, become a part of any society, we start learning their rules and their rituals and their norms of behavior. And following with these norms and these rules is much more important for our human being, for our social animal that's any other stuff. So that's really important that healthy habits, for example, is the part of the culture. So it's kind of the rules. So it's much better to be on the company, to work at the company where it's not, there is not a rule to smoke, or there's not a rule to drink alcohol or something. It's not a part of the culture. So if it's not a part of the culture, you will be not addicted with some kind of bad habits or something. If it's not a part of the culture to work too much, so you will not face any strugglings with burnout or something like this. So if the company is trying to implement healthy and sustainable approach for employee health, it will be possible to make a mindfulness team that will be more productive and more efficient, and they will be more loyal to this company. So the company could have this value and could provide this value to its employer. So our research showed that we have 60% higher retention from our methodics because the connection between people is really important for them. So because people would like to talk to each other, would like to learn from each other. We don't have any kind of professional moderator or some kind of professors or professional experts and speakers inside. People learn from people. It's a peer-to-peer approach. That's because people trust other people who tried something and can share their experience. It will be more close to this community than any experts they that talking something through YouTube or any book or something. That's people who are live the same life day by day, and could be the great example in real life. And another point is you can discuss everything that you can use that working, or that you have to stop using because it's not works, any approach or any tip or any life hack, and you have every time for discuss it with your team. So another one very important thing and insight that we discovered with our company is that behavior is programmable. So when we talking about programming behavior, we're talking mostly about cognitive behavior therapy and the principles that helps people to correct their loop that connected with the trigger, action, and reward. So it's possible to hack this behavior, and that is why it's so easy to see improvements really fast. So when people trying to change their triggers, it's quite hard. But when they're trying to change their actions after triggers, it's possible and it works. For example, if someone struggling with scrolling and he or she can find that the reason of the scrolling was tons of notification and unuseful notification from different apps, and after that this trigger could be deleted, that could be removed from your life. It's easy and technically possible, and it gives you a lot of value immediately. Or if we're talking about making your phone a boring stuff, turn it off, turn the black and white mode on the phone, and so on. So different tricks could be tried in a group, and when you're trying to add something new into your life style with other bodies, and when it's not a crowd, or if it's like 10 people, and you can talk with each and you can see what problems he have or she have trying the same life hack, and you can discuss once a week what's going on and what helps. And the last one, but really important, is that health is a game. If we talking about health, from my childhood, I believe that it's something that's really very sophisticated, that only people who have 10 or more years of special education can talk something and understand something about health, because it's really sophisticated how our bodies and our mind works, and what is it overall, and how it's built with the cells, and what the process inside the cells going on, and so on. But if we can imagine that we have some kind of game with the rules that most of scientists decide that these rules are works and these rules are helpful, like we have to use 20 minutes physical activity every day, we have to sleep well, at least 7 hours. We have to eat more fiber. We have to, and so on and so on. So we know a lot of this basic stuff that's helpful for most people, and scientists agree with them with these points. But the problem that people don't use it, don't do that, don't behave themselves this way. And the only way that really helps people to try new behavior, it's a social norm and the social ritual that people are ready to do together because they understand why they do that, because they believe that it's really helpful, that it's safe, and so on. So how this cycle works? To break the loop, there are different approach we have, but we're talking about one of them today. That's proved approach I used for different kind of educational models. One of them was for women executive program. So it was built with the groups of women who learned different business topics together, learned from each other, and so on. Another example of implementing this approach was a coding school where developers worked together and they coded together, they co-pilot to each other, and it was also great engagement using this approach. Now we are using this behavioral pattern in health, and that's how it works. So we blend group cognitive behavior therapy, evidence-based medicine, and gamification for that. And it's based on weekly ritual where people in the small group, and this is really important, the group could be not that big, less than 15 people inside, so anyone could be possible to understand who others, how they behave themselves, what they do, what mistakes they have, what thoughts they have, how they feel, and so on. And once a week, our participants synchronizing with each other. So they discuss the scientific insight they have once a week. They discuss the progress of the task they have for the week, and they discuss the feelings they have, everything that they would like to discuss and everything that they would like to share with each other. And this process is fully automatical, and we have 5 questions for each call. And these questions based that way that people becomes more connected when they answer these questions. These questions are preliminary developed and put it into the schedule of and agenda of the call. And every participant have in the chat the link how to connect with others, the day, it's easy process how to choose the best day for everyone, whenever, from where they come, from which country or time zone or something. So what else we have to talk about? The real problem that we have faced when we started to discover how we can change the behavior of teams to more healthy behavior is that people really want to share something that not connected to work. When people create something together or collaborate around any topic, they need anything else that is not connected directly into their their productivity or to their KPIs that connected to their job. They need something else. They need any other experience that makes them better some way. And when we choose health, it's great because it's helpful anyway. It's helpful for anyone, and it becomes some kind of social glue. So people becomes connected to each other around health topics. So they have up-to-date information about health, about last studies, and about everything that really works and proved. So it's evidence-based medicine. And they have the opportunity to talk about that. And they becomes the trendsetters from others, from their network, from their society. So they can provide the fresh ideas around cognitive health, mental health, and other ones. And they train their cognitive system by timing their animal brain. That's how it works. And at the end, I would like to mention that you are what you share. And I would like to highlight this statement because when we are shared just working topics, when we work together as a team, we becomes just a function to each other. When we share something that talks more about our personality, about our lifestyle, we become something more than a function for each other. And it makes the company and the team more healthier and more connected around, not only around job, around their working topics. Well, that's it. I'm ready to answer some questions if you have.
Yeah, of course I do have. I always do have questions. You asked the wrong person. So the thing is, and for me, it's not completely clear how does it work. I mean, so it's basically some methodology that you're working like person to person, or it's some sort of a network. Like, how does it work? How, for example, me, I would like to use this method. What are those steps that I can, do to get?
Yeah, sure. The real example could be like a remote worker, if they're 30s, find endless scrolling is struggling, affecting their time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have a group. It could be a chat in any messenger that company uses, whatever, Slack, Telegram, WhatsApp, whatever. And we have a user, our programmable user. It could be, for example, a bot that connects to this chat and create events there, provide their theory block once a week, and organize the meetings that have a rules and have a self-moderation system. And overall, we have a reward system that works through all social transactions. So we count any message inside the chat, we count any reaction. We count any task solving and poll participation and so on. So
So basically it's engagement. It's engagement techniques for the, so it's suitable basically for not just for, you know, personal tasks. It's basically for corporations as well. It's like basically employee engagement.
Well, we have both. We have business to business solutions and business to customers. So at the customer, you can be part of any team.
Do you have any data supporting the idea that it make positive influence on the businesses? Do you have any anything to support this idea?
You mean some proofs that this approach works for B2B?
For business, yes.
Yeah. I would like to highlight that any company in well-being, in corporate well-being, have a great-looking numbers that business have something from their programs, but it's really hard to count it. So what we count and what we can provide to HRDs or any team leads, they can see in real-time mode any social transaction. So you can see how people becomes more connected around health topic and what the progress of the group. It could be anonymous or it could be public. It depends on settings, but you can see real engagement this way. And on the other hand, you can see the real impact because we have a synchronization once a week and people tells everything that they feel and it's all recorded and measured. So yeah, we have tested this program with several clients. One of them tested our stress-free program. And yeah, we have a great progress inside. And when we're talking about program for customers, not for business teams, we tested it with the cutting sugar program. More than 80% of participants cut it down their sugar. More than 50% who was a participant totally cut it down sugar, and more than 80% for like for minimum. So we don't use sugar anymore.
Yeah, it's very I mean, important, very important thing. You know what? You mentioned very important thing. You mentioned the the cultural differences. Well, for some of us, especially for some of us who moved from, you know, who immigrated from the natural environment, let's put it this way, living in the other side, living abroad is actually very stressful. And we know that United States is very known for the multicultural environments that sometimes create a lot of obstacles in terms of efficiency of the team, in terms of making a progress, not just business-wise, not just in terms of like creating a good team, business-wise also. The entire idea that you actually addressing this issue via work, that's very important. I really want to emphasize this because it's very important, especially in the United States environment. Can you please comment on the subject matter? Do you have any like particular maybe case studies or maybe some like real life experience dealing with multicultural maybe conflicts or whatever it is, or maybe, you know, just stress, depressions involved? Can you just comment? Maybe you have something from your experience and from the, you know, work, some case. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's exactly what one of our angel investor from Meta company asked us first time, because he said that he have in his team, he is a developer, and he has at his team people from different cultures. They work at New York, and in their office there is absolutely a multicultural team. So it was one of the most important feature for them. Can we do something with this between cultural gap or not? Well, I would say that works. And how that works? When you see the different take on some topic, for example, for nutrition or morning ritual, and other people see how real life examples from different people with different background living in the same city or in different cities. When people see how others deal with this topic, with this issue, with this problem, it helps anyone to find their own approach and to find their own personal life hack that really works. But it's really important to understand how other organize their lives. So yeah, that makes people more connected. It's one of the bases of the program, because in this case, people wants to be healthier, to stay part of this healthier community.
Question. I would like give me a second. I keep unmuting myself. Anyhow, another very important question is: do you implement any tests? You know that nowadays, as I mentioned at the beginning, we have really mental health crisis. We don't know how the current situation. We have so many things that actually made significant changes in the way we interact with the world, and it impact us. Our mental health badly. And the thing is, the rise, we see serious rise of the real mental health disorders. I'm not talking about something, anxiety. We're talking about really serious mental diseases and neurological diseases. Cole actually mentioned, addiction, more serious things that actually can interrupt, seriously interrupt personal life, professional life. And the thing is, what I know, from my professional experience, from the feedbacks I get, the environments get more dangerous. Very often you can interact with people and you don't know what kind of stage, what kind of disease they have. Some have neurological diseases. I literally was communicating with one person, and after only several months, I figured out that the person has actually Parkinson's disease, and I was shocked. The thing is, do you have any tests or whatever implemented in your methodics that would test, track, or see if this person is developing or on a certain stage of the real mental health disorder?
Yeah, it's really important topic. So now we work with just very common things. We not work with real diseases, but approach could be helpful. But first of all, it's really difficult market. So this is a niche solution that we can do with this approach, with these methodics, but it really works with big insurance companies or government medical health or something like big programs. So it needs to be it's need a client, it's need a clinical research and a lot of proofs, and it takes us years to implement it. It could work as efficient as 12 steps programs for addictions, for example, because it's based on the same principles, of the social engagement, and where we give an opportunity to explain the feelings and experience, and we are not punish anyone. So we just it's like a supportive environment. But we don't like to go to this field before we don't make a business for just normal basic stuff that people don't use, but that helps for most people, like basic nutrition tips, like basic lifestyle tips overall. So we start with basics. Then, for example, we're talking a lot, I'm sure you too, with this conference, talking a lot about epigenetics and about when we can work and influence to epigenetics markers through the lifestyle, right? So if you have any data, deep data about genetics of any person, and we can have cheaper tests, and we have interpretations, developed interpretations. We can provide personalized program to help anyone with any diseases. But it's in any future. So sure, we think about that. We read a lot, research about that. We hope that in next couple years, nanopores could be the cheaper technology that helps us to have a fast and cheap genome sequencing and so on. But today, we just work with that 90% of people even understand that their lifestyle is not good at all, but they can't to deal with it by themselves. So if you want to walk more, you need you can adopt a dog. You need a initial help. You need a push. So we do some kind of digital push for teams, but this push is not artificial. This push is everyone in this community.
Yes, that's up. Well, we on a mental health crisis officially globally, and that's we have proven statistics, regarding this matter. So it's very important to discuss and very important to bring alive, any solutions that help us try through. Anyhow, Dr. Tsui, do you have any questions?
Yes, this works better. Yeah, so a really simple, basic question. I surfed your website and I saw the sugar study and I wanted to join, but I couldn't join. Looks like it was already done. So how does one join and use the app and so on?
Yeah. Well, now we are working basically with companies only. We still have kind of form in our website where you can apply. Maybe it's not works right now, but we plan to open new cohorts in January because we now built 2 more tracks to discover. One of them is about scrolling addiction. So it could be helpful for anyone. So when you just unlock your phone, you're already scrolling. So
you mean reading news and so on?
Exactly. So it's how we have to be in deal with our animal brain. That's That's the topic. And basic nutrition as well. So we have today we had just different parts. One of them was about cutting sugar. Another one was about gut health. Now we plan to combine it and make some kind of basic nutrition track. So yeah, and it will be available next year.
And then another, maybe this is a little futuristic topic, but since you brought up epigenetics, one of the things that might be coming out is that the gametes change based on epigenetics. So if you're healthier and doing, better, you might not be signaling as much, the genes for metabolic diseases and so on. So that's like a new avenue of research of, maybe that feedback to change some of the epigenetics of the gametes. Those might be easier to test, so on and so forth. But it's still a bit future.
Right.
This is a wonderful, wonderful way of looking at it.
Thank you so much.
Well, Roman, thank you so much for coming. I believe that what you're doing is very important, and I hope you come back soon because as you see, we're building that network. We basically have to drive traction and engagement. So we're happy to see you soon in our next